Hello grade 11 students. This is the last part of our threefold video on the first week of pre-calculus. This is the last video. It's about the general form of a circle. Um, this is the truth. It is important that you learn how to transform any conic equation is in its general form to its standard form so that you can plot the conic. So I'm gonna highlight some words for us to retain important information. So if we want to plot a conic, we need to transform the equation of that conic from its general form to its standard form. So all the types of conic have their own standard forms, but they all share the same general form because for us to plot the conic, the details are found in their standard form. The details are found in their standard form. So that's a truth. When is a conic in its general form? This is again a review. Conic is in its general form if it follows the equation. If it follows the equation ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy is equal to a, where a, b, c, d, and e are all integers. So let's go to the main thing. How do we transform a conic to its standard form? So first, we need to have an equation. In this case, our equation is x squared plus y squared plus 14x minus 12y is equal to -4. So for us to transform it into its standard form, we need first to group the terms. All the terms that has x variable will be grouped as one. The same with y. And the constant will be transformed now. The constant will be transferred to the right hand side of the equation. Now, you may guess or you may wonder why there are blanks over here. The blanks are there because we need to transform these binomials into perfect square trinomials. What is a perfect square trinomials? Perfect square trinomials can be transformed into a square of a binomial. So when you have a binomial and you square it, you have a trinomial. The trinomial is then a perfect square trinomial. So that perfect square trinomial can be returned back to its square of a binomial form. So how do we do that? First, we need to identify the middle term. In this case, the coefficient of the middle term. X squared plus 14x plus blank, the middle term is positive 14. The coefficient of the middle term is positive 14. So you take that and remember this equation. B squared over 2. So B is again your middle term. Since our B here is 14, we substitute that, we get 14 over 2 squared is equal to 7 squared is equal to 49. So we put 49 over there. So there there's 49 over there. Let's do the same with the other binomial, y squared minus 12y. Our coefficient of the middle term, negative 12. Again, we divide by 2, then square it. We have negative 6 squared. That should be 36. Something's wrong there. That should be 36. So we put 36 here. However, guys, we don't just add terms in the left hand side of the equation without thinking of the other side of the equation. So what we did in the left hand side should also be done to the right hand side. So when we added 49, 36, we also need to add 49 and 36. That explains our equation over there. So it's now our equation over there. Then simplifying it, x squared plus 14x plus 49 is now a perfect square trinomial, as well as this. These two are both perfect square trinomials. Now we can transform them into the square of a binomial. So we have x plus 7. You might wonder why. Where did we get plus 7? Positive 7 is here, the unsquared part. So that's 14 over 2. You don't have to square that. You simplify that, that becomes 7 without squaring it. That's your second part of the binomial here. The same here. So negative 6. Okay. So x squared plus 14x plus 49 can be written as x plus 7 squared. Y squared minus 12y plus 36 can also be written as y minus 36 squared. Y minus 6 squared. Simplifying this, negative 4 plus 49 plus 36, you have 81. So that's how it is done. Now we are almost done with the standard form. We only need to accomplish the radius. What we need to do with the radius, we have to square it, but square it while extracting its square. So that's what we need to do. So we square it also by extracting its square. So you can actually cancel this out, but you need to have a square over here. So you get the square root of 81, you have 9. So we already have gathered all the necessary information. Our center is negative 7, positive 6, and our radius is 9. Since r squared is equal to 9 squared, we can cancel that, r is equal to 9. Okay. We move on to the next example. Transform the conic to its standard form. The conic, identify the necessary information for the conic to be graphed. So we have again here the conic. 4x squared plus 12x plus 4y squared plus 16y minus 11. So what's the first thing that was done? First, we need to remove all. No, we need to remove the coefficient of our second degree variables. So the coefficient of our second degree variables is 4. So we divide all terms by 4. So 8. So divide all terms by 4. So we get 4x squared divided by 4. We have x squared over there. 12x divided by positive 12x divided by 4. We have positive 3x. Positive 4y squared divided by 4. We have y squared. And positive 4y. I have positive 16y divided by 4. We have positive 4y. Then negative 11 was transferred to the right hand side, so you have positive 11 there over 4. So next we need to complete the squares. Again, our b here is positive 3 with respect to x, so you have 3 over 2. We square that, so this cannot be simplified any further. We just square it. This is now equal to 9 over 4. Okay, so we have positive 4 over here again. We have 4 over 2. Square that. So this is 2 squared, or also 4 here. So what we did on the left hand side should also be done on the right hand side. So we have also need to add 9 over 4 and 4 on the right hand side of our equation. And then we already have two perfect square trinomials. Transform them into binomials, square of binomials. We have 3 over 2 here, the unsquared part, and 2 over there. Okay, so simplifying that, 11 over 4 plus 9 over 4 plus 4 is equal to 9. Then you can already get the necessary information, since this is in its standard form. This 9 should be written as 3 squared. So the radius is 3 and the center is at negative 3 over 2 positive 2. Negative 3 over 2 negative 2. Okay, next example. So again, we need to remember the first step. The first step is to divide all terms by the coefficient. In this case, it was not done that way. However, you'll still get the same result. In this case, 16 has just been extracted from the binomial. So 16 has been extracted here. Though dividing wouldn't do you any harm, you still get the same answer at the end. So 16 has been extracted. So that explains our next step. And then the square is being completed. 6x positive 6 divided by 2, that's 3. Square that, we get positive 9. Negative 5 over 2 divided by 2, that's negative 5 over 4. So negative 5 over 2 divided by 2. When you are dividing continuously, you will notice that the denominators just multiply. So this is equal to negative 5 over 4. Remember to square it. We have positive 25 over 16. That explains that. However, in this case, 9 is a factor of 16. So 25 over 16 is also has a factor that is 16. So 315 plus 16 times 9 and 16 times 25 over 6. So we don't just add 9 there and add 25 over 16. We have to remember that we have a factor considered there, a factor of 16, and extract. So remembering again that the half of 6 is positive 3 and the half of negative 5 over 2 is negative 5 over 4. That's it. And we have 484 over here. Then we remove 16 in this equation, so we divide by 16. So this equation is divided by 16. 16 cancels there, 16 cancels there, so you have only 484 over 16. Then simplifying it any further, 484 over 16 can be simplified as 121 over 4. Extracting it squared, we have 11 over 2 squared. So here, okay, let's do this one more time. Again, first we need to do is to remove the coefficient. So we remove 4, try to put our constant on the right hand side of the equation. So this explains this part. This explains this part. So we divided the whole equation by 4 while we transformed 67 to the left side of the right side of the equation. That's why it's negative over there. And we group it, x squared minus 4x, negative 4 divided by 2, we square that, that's positive 4. Positive 10 divided by 2, that's positive 5. We square that, we have positive 25. We add that to both sides of the equation. And then remembering that the half of negative 4 is negative 2 and the half of positive 10 is positive 5. So simplifying this, you have this. So we are already on our standard form. So that's it. So our next video is on the parabola. It's raining again, so I hope that the audio is still good. I'll entertain questions in our meeting as I see you on our Google Meet. See you guys there. Bye.